Prime Time with Isaac and Suke on ESPN Sports Radio 1080 The Fan.
All right, it's 5:19 with Isaac and Suke. I'm looking here at weather.com because, that's what you do when you get older.
You got to check out the weather.
And in Corvallis, where this next gentleman who is going to be talking to us, winds south-southwest, 13 to 19 miles per hour.
Well, that's a pleasant breeze.
So Jim Patterson at Oregon State is not going through what we're going through up here. So a tree is not about to fall on you.
No, but the winds of change are blowing at Oregon State.
Oh, good one.
That's a nice transition right there.
I like
Kudos
that.
to you, good sir.
What are we talking, 42 mil you're dumping into the Valley Football Center?
Yeah, $42 million is the project all in. Includes about 55,000 square feet of new space, which is primarily going to be enhancement to the locker room facility, some repurposing of the second and third floor, about 170-seat auditorium for a full football team or other athletic teams to take advantage of and meet, an equipment room that goes to about 13,000 square feet. Right now our equipment guys store football equipment in 7 cargo containers outside Valley Football. So the point is, we've outgrown the building from a functionality standpoint, but you guys know, you've talked about this. When you're in the Pac-12, it's about facilities because you got to enhance recruiting and you've got to be more competitive on the field, and facilities is a national trend. As I traveled around for my first full season of football, everybody wants what we want. Beaver Nation wants championships and a Rose Bowl in football. Well, travel around the Pac-12, and you've got schools like Colorado, Utah, Washington State. Colorado, they joined the Pac-12 in 2011. They're spending $155 million on facilities improvements for football. So, this is not an eye-opener to anybody, but I think that speaking of that winds of change, this is a great commitment. The people at Oregon State are stepping up to the plate. The $42 million project, we've got $25 million already committed by 2 anonymous donors. That's 60% of the way to the fundraising goal.
Yeah, I know that this has been in the works for a while. You've needed to do it. When did the $25 million come in? Is that a recent thing, or has that been ready for a while?
Well, I started in August, and actually just before I came on board, both our foundation CEO and president, Mike Goodwin, and the athletic director, Bob DeCarolis, had obviously worked quite closely with a number of these folks. And so that commitment was made even before the football season started. There's been no wavering whatsoever. And our hope, guys, is really by February at our signing celebration for our recruiting dinner, which is in Portland in February, we're hoping to announce additional commitments from what we're calling our leadership captains between $7.5 and $10 million. And then we try to hit the home stretch with our public phase of the campaign to raise the extra money for Victory Through Valley. And hopefully, the goal is wrapped up well in advance of the end of the football season 2015 so we can start construction. It's all in. The chips are on the table. We've gone all in. I think that you hear regularly from people in Beaver Nation about the frustration and where's the commitment, where's the passion, where's the energy from university leadership. Yesterday it was on full display. You had the athletic director, the university president, the president and CEO of the OSU Foundation, all three together. They put their chips right out front. And, as our president said, I think the best is yet to come for Oregon State. And, of course, the hire of Gary Anderson on the heels of that exciting facilities announcement, Coach is going to have the tools that he needs to take the program to the next level. So there's a lot of excitement, and I think for Beaver Nation, we're serious, and that's an important message. Valley Football Center, guys, is really just another phase to completing Reser Stadium. Mm-hmm. You've been to the west side of the stadium. We did a great job with raising Reser back in the early 2000s. The east side of the stadium is world-class. It's a great place to watch football. The west side needs improvement. Well, you can't do that unless you turn the corner, and Valley Football Center obviously is that next phase to completing the west side of the stadium. And as you improve those facilities and recruiting gets better, and you get a coach like Gary Anderson who is going to develop these young guys in the right way with the right message. He's a tough, hard-nosed guy, but he loves his players. And in many ways, He's a perfect guy to come in behind Mike Riley, who really created a blueprint that Beaver Nation really appreciated and respected. Go about winning the right way. Gary Anderson is going to take us to the next level.
Over the last 24 to 48 hours, it has been amazing to see the number of I don't know, just the amount of feedback getting about just a positive vibe. Do you see that in people calling you guys or making donations? Is that palpable with you guys on campus?
No question. And Suke, we were seeing the same thing. I mean, I think apathy is an appropriate term, especially because we had a football coach that we cared and really loved. Mike Riley was a class guy. But the program was at a point where, it was pretty obvious to people, I think including Coach Riley, some things needed to change. And so all of a sudden you start adding night games to the schedule. 40,000 of our donor base live in the Portland metro area. As you can imagine, when we're starting kickoffs at 7:50 at night and people are driving the hour and a half after spending 45 minutes in the parking lot, that gets a little bit challenging. If you're winning those football games, you're consistently competitive with the best teams in the conference, those people are going to make that drive and they're going to enjoy their ride home. Our president came out strong. He brought his A game. And it's very clear there's a commitment now, and I think that's what people are actually responding to, is that, you know what, Oregon State is not settling for mediocrity. That's kind of a phrase that's been out there, right? Well, I just think that this is a whole different era now. We know what we need to do, and now it's our job as fundraisers through our Beaver Nation to connect with our donors, re-engage people. There's an excitement here. Let's get this thing going. Coach Riley was well aware of the project. As a matter of fact, up until the week before he left, we had plans to hit the road. We were going to be out talking with donors. So this was a project we knew we needed to do this. The commitment that came out in the press conference yesterday was really the public commitment and the exciting news about, of course, the $25 million already committed. But you add on top of that then the ability to hire a great football coach like Gary Anderson. Hey, we will take the momentum. We'll take the attention, but now we've got to produce on and off the field. People at the university, at every level of leadership, recognized and understood that football at OSU is vitally important across campus, and that your football program in many ways can help define the university, provide the extra additional marketing exposure. We've got people we can look at that are doing a great job of that across our conference. And I think we've decided that, it's time for us to step up, and that's exactly what we're doing.
If I'm an Oregon State fan, the thing that I am most excited about is for the first time, I've heard now people from Oregon State, from the athletic director to the head fundraiser to the university president, all come out and say this is a priority.
Yeah.
That when Ed Ray comes out and says this is going to be a world-class facility and everything we're going to do from here on out is a world-class facility.